Hey Evelyn, just wanted to show you what I worked on today. I've been looking at these little trees and wiring them to train them into a shape. Now I've been using this galvanized wire, which is really cheap. Most the people you see, they're using copper wire, or it's copper wire that's coated. Uh, but this costs pennies per foot, and copper wire of equivalent modulus will run 25 cents a foot. So this is what I've been working with, and this was the first tree I worked on. You've seen this before. Let me give you the front. Yeah, there's the front view. And I wired up these branches to get them trained. This was kind of a little weird tree that had all the growth off of one side because of the way I'd been growing it. So now I've got them trained this to be kind of blowing the other direction. And you can see I've got a new growth here. So that's going to be coming out. And what I think is really nice is that it's coming to the point now, and I've been facing it toward the sun, that this part is where the sun's coming in, and you can see that's almost completely filled. I've got a couple blank spots here because I had two limbs die. But I'm hoping that something will grow in here to fill that in. And this leaf's getting a little big, so I'm going to probably trim that off at some point. When I get a little more growth here, I'll take off the big leaves, so I just have small leaves. But it's looking really good. And I've got the moss there. And the moss, well, we'll see how it goes. I have so much moss. If this dies out, I'll try something different. It looks as though maybe soaking the moss before applying it might be a better option, but we'll see. We'll see. And then I want to show you this tree, which I just finished wiring up today. This is a juniper, and there's a lot of wire here. But I put the wire in order to get this S-shaped curve. So basically I'm compressing this branch, and then I've got a wire right here which bends it. So if you're making a juniper-based bonsai, and I'm probably going to tip it too at some point. I think I'm going to... Well, we'll see. We'll see. I don't have it potted yet. But making a juniper-based bonsai, the idea is to have little regions that have little, clusters of leaves. So this is going to be a cluster of leaves, and then I want to have a cluster on this side, one here, and then either one or two up top. And what I like about this is I really like that I've got this S shape on the top, and then I've got the same going on here. There's a lot of wiring to do this, and I'm not the best wirer. I've gotten better as I've spent more time messing with it, but there's a lot of waste here. And you can see also, to get these thick branches to bend, I had to actually put some fairly thick wire. And rather than buy thick wire, I just took the thin wire and I tripled it together, and I twisted it. So I put vice grips on one side and a wrench on the other, and twisted it up. So you can see I've got kind of this twisted wire. And this has actually been doing fairly well in the sun. I've been happy with that. So I think a year, maybe 2 years like this, we'll see how it goes. I'll have to transplant the roots at some point, and I bought some of these as used as pots for training. Really, the pots should be about half this size, and I'll probably put a little bit less dirt, but it's just what I got available. And these are from the dollar store, so $1 a piece is really reasonable. But I'm really happy about this, because this pot, it actually started out looking a lot like this. So this on the right turned into this. And with a little bit of time, this is actually going to look fairly nice. And I think there's probably another little tree in here too. So maybe, I don't know, we can see some stems in there. Maybe when you come out to visit, we can work on this guy and turn him into something. But I've been working on this tree for about 2 weeks now, just on and off. This tree's got a bunch of little sharp needles in there, so you have to be very careful, and you have to cut them all out. And basically, I had to go through and pick out all of the sharp needles, and now I've got just these soft pieces on the ends. This is the relatively new growth, but it takes some time and some energy, but it'll turn out nice, I think, in the long run. And today, I wanted to show you really what I focused on. So when we were on the phone this morning, I showed you this Smokebush. And this is what's come out of the Smokebush. So again, I wired everything and I spread it out. Now, the kind of goal of most bonsai, even with the cypress, is to get a kind of a triangle shape. So you want to have a triangle shape, and with the limbs I had available to me, which is relatively few, I tried to spread them out, have one as kind of the apex, which is right here, and the other ones I tried to spread out so that as more branches grow, and I hope they do, I'll be able to get a nice full shape out of it. And you can kind of see, let me see if I can get this lined up here, what could be kind of a triangle shape here on the top, and then this first branch on the bottom, that's going to be the large branch that goes off. And I did some twisting on that as well. You can see that some of these branches I intentionally put twist into. They were pretty straight before. I mean, this was basically a nursery plant that, you know, just let go. And when you do that, you wind up with a bunch of straight branches. So I'm trying to make it look a little older. And I'm really excited about this because this tree, this Smokebush, it seems as though it primarily grows off of these tips. So I think that we could have some pretty cool looking growth. And in particular, if I'm careful about how I manage that growth, it could be kind of a fairly full bushy structure with some smaller branches that come in here at some point. I hope. I'm not entirely certain how that's going to work. This is what the tree's supposed to look like. This is called a Winecraft Black Smokebush. So it's going to have leaves that are kind of this shape, which are smallish, and then it's going to make these flowers that have kind of a smoky look. And see, I like the way those leaves look too. I think that could be really nice. Let's see if I've got another picture in here. No other pictures, but we'll see what comes out of it. Okay. Oh. So that's what I've been working on, and tomorrow I've got lots of meetings and stuff already planned, so I'm going to be going to bed pretty soon here. But I guess I just wanted to say I love you, and I'm thinking of you. You know, we haven't gotten to speak very much recently. This last week, you know, you had all the travel, and next week I've got travel. But anyway, it's good seeing you, and have a great night. I love you.